Assignment 28. Sarah has 3 dozen cookies, so 1 dozen is 12 cookies. So she has 3 dozen. She has 3 dozen cookies. How many cookies is this? So we could count by threes 12 times or count by 12 3 times because writing 12 by 3 is less. 12, 24, 36. How many cookies? 36. 36 cookies. The hypotenuse is the longest side of a right angle. Which letter is beside the hypotenuse in this triangle? So C, the longest side of the angle. 3 1/3 plus 2 1/3 equals. So because the denominators are the same, that's the part that has to be in common when adding. You would put, we can add our thirds first, because then it's like your change. 1/3 plus 1/3 is 2/3. And because the top number is smaller than the bottom number, we have no more parts to make a whole. So this fraction can stay the same. And now we can add the whole numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5. All right, next. If n over 6 equals 1/2, then n equals what? So what's half of, so you would think of this over here, in order to go from 6 to 2, we would divide by 3, right? So we're going to times by 3. So we would get from this to divide by 3. So the opposite is times by 3. So 1 times 3 equals 3. And that makes sense because 3/6 is 1/2. So these need to balance. Next, use plus or times to complete the problem. So 1/5 and then 2/5 equals 3/5. So what function? Add or multiply? Well, if you multiply, you multiply straight across. So it'd be 1 times 2 is 2 and 5 times 5 is 25. So we know it's not multiplication, and they do have a common denominator, so that would come across, and 1 plus 2 is 3. All right, next. Remember to take pictures of your work and to send it in. Which of the following triangles would be the next in this pattern? 1, so we have the short side, and then it tips, and then it tips, and it's almost like, so it's 1 full rotation to the top, 1 full rotation there, and then it's going to come down here and be 1 full rotation to the bottom. Next, find the product of the third column. So again, rows go left and right, columns go up and down. So if we're looking for the column, the third column, 1, 2, 3, starting down, it says what is the product? Product is multiplication. So we do 1 times 6 and then 6 times 7. Or you could do 7 times 6 times 1. Or you can just remove the 1 because anything times 1 is itself. So 1 times 6 is 6. 6 times 7 is 42. Okay. For problems 8 through 9, use the bar graph to the right. According to the graph, how many students are getting an A for their math grade? So this is math grades, these are students, each one equals 1, not like 10 or... How many students are getting an A? 3. According to the graph, are there more B's or D's in class? B's are 5 and D's are 3, so B's. I'm going to put 5. All right. Now this one is an interesting problem because we're just multiplying. So we're going to pretend like none of these are here, and this is 6 times 2. So 6 times 2 is 12. And then how many numbers are behind the decimal? 1 number behind the decimal. So usually if 12, you think $12, the decimal will be there, but we're going to move the decimal here to make it $1.20. Next, 7 times 4 is 28. And we have one number behind the decimal. If this was behind the decimal, we'd have to move it twice. So here, it'd be like saying, if I have 7 groups of 40 cents, so 40 cents, because remember, that's how much that money is. 40 cents, 40 cents, 40 cents, 40 cents, and 40 cents. If I had all these groups of 40 cents, there's no way I could have $28. So you move the decimal place one place from the right to the left, and that gets us $2.80. Next, we have 8 times 5. 8 times 5 is 40. We have one number behind the decimal. We're going to take our decimal and bump it over one place to the left because it's less than that. We have to, if you think about it, if you have 50 cents, if I have 50 cents, if I had 8 groups of 50 cents, it's half the amount. So it'd be $4. Half of 8 is 4. I guess another way to write this would be, like if you think about, you could say 8, well, you're saying 8 groups of 50 cents is really what you're saying there. So, all right, there you go.